that's the plain truth there. If you do your own part, I do my own part as a country people. Nigeria will be better, okay? And that's it. The title is Nigeria will be better. Nigeria will be better, and that's the title of all this. Right here on Unity FM 93.3, right here in the city of Jos. The program is Public Sphere, a social political program right here on radio. Program comes your way every Thursday between the hour of 6 and 7. And this is where we come right here behind the microphone and do the right thing, okay? It's a program that's so interactive and affords you the opportunity to say something. I always say something is better than nothing. And you got to say something, even if it means nothing to the listener, all right? As far as you are saying something great. Right here, you're welcome to the program. My name is Joe Reggae Preacher, right here in the studio of Unity FM 93.3, the city of Jos, Nigeria. You're welcome to our show, my show, our show right here on radio, okay? It's a show that we bring guests to do justice to some issues that we're gonna raise right here, and today is no exception. And I always have a guest right in the studio. He's not just a person coming for the first time. I have hosted him right here on UTFM for this is the third time he's here, and we thank God for he's still here, back again right here to Jos City after some while, and he's back again. Okay, I'm talking about Antonio Blue. He's a Nigerian American. He's here. He's one of us right here in Jos, and a couple of days back he traveled out, and thank God he's back here. So we're gonna hear from him too. We're gonna be talking about some issues that are so sensitive and that are so very important, and we're gonna hear from him how he's gonna help us achieve some of those things that he's going to raise right here on Unity FM 93.3. Antonio Blue, you're welcome back to Jos, your place, your hometown. You're welcome back, brother.
Man, I'm happy to be back to my other home, you know, from Portland to Jos, where I was born in Portland, and my roots come from Jos. So I'm happy to be an ambassador to do all I can to put the spotlight on us here in Africa. Yeah, so I'm looking to help and reinforce what's going on here in Africa, you know. So today I had the opportunity to finalize a business partnership with the wildlife management by Airport Road, Mission Road, and we have to finalize it on Monday, but we're getting far. For all three of you guys, a sanctuary, the panda, the wildlife, and the other one. So I'm just very, very excited to be a part of this and bring in national exposure. You know, because when my people see the condition that the animals are in, they're going to be, you know, enraged, and they're going to want to come help. And it's going to be easy because for just 10 or 20,000, we can fix up that place and revitalize it.
All right.
And not only that, but the orphans and the widows too. We can do a lot here because in America, the difference is we don't do that. We don't. It's unheard of. You know, the government steps in right away to help widows or women with children who don't have any help. They give them apartments and Social Security. A budget every month.
All right. Now let's go quickly. Before I get back to you now, let's just have an idea about the wildlife, like you touch. For you who's just joining us right about now, I'm talking with Antonio Blue. You just heard from him. Now, to some extent, how animals are treated. The way they are treated here might be different the way they are treated in the US. And I don't know. I just want to see if we can have a comparison.
Oh yeah.
Between how Nigeria and US in terms of how animals, wild conservation and management. You know, we can see you little stay here in Jos or Nigeria. Probably you have seen a way of life, a way of wildlife, and compared to how it is in US.
Yes, we definitely treat our animals way different in America. As far as the treatment, what I've observed in the wildlife park here is unacceptable. Just leaving them there to die of starvation. I mean, it's not enough water for the turtles need to swim, the crocodiles need to swim, the elephants need to bathe and soak and swim. I mean, and it's just little buckets of water that they have. And I mean, we could do better than that. I know we eat animals here, but if we're going to be displaying them, we have to treat them better than this. We have to treat them much better than this, because we're displaying them to preserve them. That's the reason we're displaying them, to, you know, so they don't go into extinction. And our lions are near death with one goat a day and a bucket of water. I mean, they need, it's plenty of room there to expand and extend their territory. It's just a lot of room. And even if we don't have the money right now to extend the cages, I need to see more water in the alligator and the crocodiles, in the birds. Every animal there needs more water. They need to be able to soak, not only soak and drink water, but they need to be able to swim. That's a part of them being motivated to live. And by them not having that, it's making them depressed. So we don't want to curse ourselves by mistreating the living.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for giving us that information. Now, I want to ask if in US, is there any law that protects the wildlife? Do they have any a law that when it comes to, you know, some animals have been maltreated, and you know how they are maltreated? I don't know whether there's any law or any legislation concerning the wildlife in US.
Yes, there's many laws protecting animals, wildlife, and even for hunters, they'll tell you they can't hunt all year round. You need a license and a permit, and then even when you get that license and permit, you can't hunt whenever you want. It's certain seasons where the government allow you to go hunt, where there's more, revitalization of the births of those particular animals. So, you know, in America, we're very big on animals, and we love animals so much there. Where they're very taken care of, you know, even with the dogs in the shelters. Once upon a time, they would kill the dogs after, you know, they couldn't get a home for, you know, a certain amount of months. But they even made a law now where they don't do that. They can't do that anymore, or they can get in big trouble. You could be jailed, fined, and your whole company be destroyed. So, in America, we're big on that. So by me being a partner with them, we can bring national exposure to something that we find devastating. You know, me being both African American, Nigerian is my heritage, and me coming home to my hometown of Jos, seeing the condition that these animals are in. Me being, you know, my tribal name is the lion, so, you know, I have a lot of compassion. I even told the lion I'll be back, and he looked at me. When the elephant heard my voice, my tribal brother will tell you, the elephant came out. We just lost the elephant, and I believe that's to the poor conditions. There's a big watering hole there, but it's not filled up. Why isn't the water hole filled to the top? It's already too small. It needs to be bigger than that anyway. But we can work with that. It's okay. It's just not enough water in there.
All right. Now you are, as an individual, now taking interest in wild life management and conservation. Do you have an organization as an NGO that work toward achieving what you have as an aim, and also your aim here in Plateau State or in Nigeria? I don't know how you intend to go about achieving what you have, and especially helping us in Nigeria or in Plateau State, how to manage the animals, how to treat animals with respect. And those animals being caged, they need to be taken care of properly, you know, having everything sufficient for their lives. And like you did say, that lots of animals caged or being kept, some of them are even dying of starvation. You know, some of them lack of what their basic needs. You know, as you know, when they are allowed to move freely, they go about doing what they want, what they like doing, and also as well as eating what they want to eat. But in a situation where they are kept in a place like a wildlife park or in zoo, where they are kept, they need to be taken care of with their the basic life necessities. Now, you as a humanitarian as well as an advocate for all this, do you have an organization that will help you run this program?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. In America, I partner with a very strong organization called the Humane Society, but I have my own company which I intend to help Africans get to America through my work visa. So I have I have three companies. One is a record label, LLC, and then I have two others. I have an animal rescue where I rescue dogs and cats and I home them and adopt them to good families so they live a long, extensive life. So I already do that. So I partner with a large group that's very successful in America. So and then I also have the Global Unity Network where that company is a sociologist company. My father was a doctor, sociologist. So I was inspired by him. He's from the Jewish community. So it led me to get a certificate in sociology. Okay. I didn't go as far as him to get a 4-year degree, but I'm very educated and I'm an expert in wildlife conservation and taking care of animals. I can tame them, I can help them, I can feel them, I can give compassion where it's needed to humans and animals. I can bring out compassion in them. So I'm very skilled in that field. And how I intend to help is I've already partnered with them. So I intend to put these pictures and the not only the pictures but the website on my website and application so people can see the condition, so people can donate, and people from America will come. They will go over my head. They will be so enraged that it would be out my hands. Once they see this, it'll go out my hands, and they'll just come, and they'll just start directing and showing them how it should be done here, because the treatment is cruel and unusual. It's like they're in prison. It's like so much acres there.
All right. Do you eat? Now, you've taken interest in animals. If I may ask, do you eat animal at all?
No, I don't. I eat only fish, and I eat chicken, and I don't eat a lot of chicken. But I've eaten some beef and some goat here, just to show my people that I love them. I'm one with them. I'm not better. But I believe that we have to change a lot of our diets here, and I believe it comes from the old days of ancient times of war, where we didn't have food and we were starving and we were broken down. So we had to eat bush meat, dogs, cats, whatever we had to eat to survive. But today, it's 2025. It's a new century. It's a new times. So we don't have to eat these things anymore. And it's cruel because they have feelings, and these very animals that you're eating are actually can be a better friend than your brother or your sister who cons and manipulates you and tries to control you and won't listen to you when you say stop. So these dogs can be more of a best friend. They'll listen to you. They'll be compassionate. They'll love you. They'll cuddle with you. They'll do everything you need. They'll get you whatever you ask them to get you and bring it back to you. It's just incredible what they would do. Even our lions, if you raise them up, they'll be loyal. The vicious, they won't eat you. Under no circumstances. They will remember you. They'll fight for you. We went to war with some of these animals, so we know. And an elephant is very, very intelligent, almost as intelligent as a human. So that's why I said the story about when he heard my voice, he came out. Because his memory is so strong. Yeah. All elephants.
Exactly. All right. That is it you heard from him. Before we go on a break, how do you feel? I don't know. You stay here. Have you seen cows or cattle being carried in trucks? From the other side of the country, especially from the northern side of this country to the southern part of this country. You see them are put in a truck. You see, look at the condition in those trucks, and some of them are not even comfortable. They're just bundled in a truck, traveling long distance. I don't know how you feel when you see such happening.
Oh yeah, it enrages me, but I know I'm in it's like a third world country to me, but it is my city, so I feel like I have to be an ambassador and be a leader and a teacher and help them, so I've seen that. It enraged me. I've seen them in little cars, goats, just crumpled up together, not knowing their fate. But I understand eating cows and goats, but not just entirely just looking at them as food, because they can help with milk. They can help with, getting rid of vegetation and brush that's around. We don't have to just only eat them. We can have a certain amount that we eat and then a certain amount that helps us. We can just learn how to live together. We don't have to eat them all. We can eat veggies just like they do. We can eat meat. We have enough meat, but we don't have to kill so much. So yes.
All right, we'll take a break there. You want to have to explain what we are saying in a language well understood by the people right here. So we'll take a break, and when you come back, we'll discuss on the humanitarian aspect of your lifestyle. All right, our listeners of Unity FM 93.3 been talking with Antonio Blue, who is a Nigerian American. He's here. And he's talking a lot. He has said a lot about animals, his passion, his love for animals, and how he's going to help Nigerians, Plateau State, and even Africa how to conserve animals. And also they should be also treated with some respect. Okay, you heard what he said, that these animals, most of them are so friendly that the way you treat them, if you can, there are lots of things. If you see the dogs, when dogs are so friendly to the extent that if you train them, you can even send them to run errands, and they can also keep them at home as securities. So not only that, and see how elephants, if you go to the wildlife park, you see animals. If you go there, you do something nonsense to elephant, they have that large memory. If you come back, they will still recognize you that this man did something to me, and they can show you the other side of that. Is his Mesoraro Unity FM. Amita just in the Oku Digo Oku Munatare, the one baking part of America on the sheet and Nigeria ne. Amma from kasan America, shi maman shi daga nan Nigeria daga nan Jos, amma shi an haife shi a can, maman shi daga can America, kuma ya shigo nan yana magana ne akan dabbobi. Ban san yadda ku kuke duba dabbobi ba. Dabbobi su da suna nan dai kaman wasu suna nan kaman abokan zaman mu ne, amma akwai yadda mu bakakin fata ko mu a cikin Nigeria muke yi da dabbobi. Ko da shike dabbobi abinci ne da mukan saka su don abinci, amma akwai wasu dabbobin da muka ajiye su musamman domin su zama kamar su ma abokan zama ne. Bayan haka ma idan dabbobin da ma za a yi amfani da su amma ya kamata akwai yadda ya kamata mu dan treating dabbobi. Wani lokaci muna wulakanta dabbobi da yawa. Wani lokaci idan na ga yadda ake diba shanu za a kai kudu da ko kuwa an diba awaki da sauransu, yadda za a loda su a motoci a daddaure su, a wani lokaci yakan bakanta mun zuciya har nakan ji haushi. Ko da shike za a je yanka suna, amma ya kamata mu sani da cewa wannan dabbobin ma suna jin zafi. Abu yana masu zafi. Ni abu yana bakanta mun zuciya, naga dabba ana dan wulakanta shi ko an daure shi baya iya juyewa, sai ce to da ce mutum ne aka daure shi haka ma baya iya numfashi, kanshi ma an dora wani iri, to for long za a dauke dabba daga nan a kai shi har wani wuri a yana nan a takure, to wani lokaci ma yana ganin an jan saukar da su ba su iya tafiya ba. To irin wannan ya kamata akwai yayin da za mu yi dabbobin ma za a kai su, ya kamata a dan samu motan da zai kwace su, at least su ma they should have some comfortability when you are carrying animals from one part of this country to another. At least in the trucks you are going to use, there should be space. They should not that just pack and bundle them, tie them down in one side, for days they are on transit. So idan haka yi haka naga bayi da kyau, bana jin daɗi haka. Mai saurari zai iya shigo a wannan shirin shi ma ya yi nashi sokaci mai ma'ana a yadda mu muke treating dabbobi. Don mun san da cewa abinci ne, amma ya kamata mu yi shi yadda ya kamata. Idan kai mutum ne kana da tausayi, akwai yadda za ka yi da dabbobi. Bai kamata ma dabba ka wulakanta shi, ka ji mashi rauni. Su ma suna neman treatment. Don haka mai saurari zai iya shigo kai tsaye ya ba mu nashi gudumawa a number waya 070323533315. You can also be part of this show 07032353315. Gashi mun samu ne a bisa layu. Waye muke tare? Abubakar, barka da shigowa.
A gaskiya yadda ka faɗa din nan, ni ma ra'ayin mu yana tare da kai. Dan ni kaina wana son garin yadda shanu ko a motsa sai za ta fi da su har kudin nan, sai duba nisan wurin kuma yadda suke takure. Ko kuma a nan ka ga an dubo su a ciko wajen guda uku, an tattaura kansa an jujjuyar da su, wannan sun gama gajiya. Gaskiya ba sauka. Ita yana mai shawartar masu yin haka dan Allah su daina, saboda su ma dabbobin suna da rai.
Gaskiya ne. All right. Laimu yana nan. This caller just said that he also the opinion that those people who will be taking animals from one part to, they should look for trucks that are spacious, that have a lot of space, instead of just tightening them. He's also showing his sympathy for animals who have been treated this way. Now let's see, we have another one. Hello. All right, 07032353315. Mr. Rozak, yeah, Shigo, you can speak both English and Hausa. You can speak. You just call and I will respond. Hello. Barka da shigowa. Barka dai. To ina jin ka. To barka da shigowa. To ina jin ka. To shi ya ce idan ba a yi haka ba su je kasuwan ba, amma sai ya kake ji in kai ne aka yi maka haka. Kusan da cewa su ma suna da rai, kuma za su so su dan juye a wani gefe. To haka mutum an takure shi ko kai aka takure gefe daya. Hello, barka da shigowa. Amin alaikum assalam. Lafiya kalau, ya gajiya? To barka. Da wa muke tare? Da wa muke tare? To barka, to me de naki gudumawa? All right, let's just go on a break and we continue with our program, our public sphere, right here on Unity FM 93.3. My name is Joe Maroge Preacher. I'm together with Antonio Blue, and we're still here until the 7. And let's listen to this song. It's saying by Sonny Okos, and it's saying "Which Way Nigeria."
Proud of you guys.
Yes, a good song there. You have to be audible so that we can hear you very well. All right. We are running short of time now. Um, we have to close shop. Not just get a
It's going to be very possible because if the king sees what I'm doing, then he can talk to the airport and get flights for everybody through me, and I can look after them when they get to America, and we can give them more resources and more help. But we need help. You know, I have a whole plan strategized. It's going to take help from others, not only me.
Okay. Thank you so much, Antonio Blue, for being part of this show. It's a pleasure to have you, and we're looking forward to having you some other time. As you continue with your humanitarian service, remember we're going to be part of this movement
Yes.
as far as something that will alleviate the sufferings of people, the widows and the orphans, and even the animals. Thank you so much. I've been talking with Antonio Blue, who is here on a mission. He's a humanitarian as well as an advocate of anything has to do with culture as well as animal conservation. He is there. All right here on Unity FM. My name is Joe Marege Preacher. I also work with Engineer Abibu, our engineer and studio manager. All right. I wish you well as we start Ramadan. May God help us to see the Ramadan from the start to the end in a very good condition. Okay? Continue to live in peace and let's practice peace and let's preach peace. Once more, I want to say thank you so much for being part and bye bye for now.
Goodbye, you guys.